Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
I say, it's a situation where you hope your own child's never in that situation or a similar situation. Then you go, okay, I guess I'll just help.
From delivery to discovery. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. While making his daily rounds, a UPS driver found a 5-year-old girl sitting alone outside her daycare.
Now, Valley News Team's Christina Craig shows us how this delivery man stopped everything he was doing to get this girl to safety.
It started as a normal delivery day for UPS driver Joshua Scala. But the day took an unexpected turn when he found quite an unusual package.
I go behind the house to make my delivery. A little girl's playing back there, normal. It's nothing new. She comes up to me, tells me the house is already locked. So at that point, you realize something's a little bit off.
Scala tells us the young girl's father dropped her off at daycare earlier in the day, unaware the daycare was closed for the day.
When she told me that the doors were locked and that she was supposed to be there, and I asked her if she lived close by, and she said she didn't live in this town. So that's when I started making phone calls. Tried to call her dad at work. I got hold of him.
That's where Scala stepped in. They started their walk hand in hand to the young girl's school.
About 4 or 5 blocks. And we got about halfway there, and she got tired. She got cramps in her side. Asked for a piggyback ride, so how do you really say no to a 5-year-old girl? So I carried her the rest of the way, and I got to the school, and they were happy to see her. And they knew the parents. They got hold of the parents, and they were, of course, scared, happy at the same time.
Boxes piled high. Every day it's Scala's job to make sure they end in the right hands. He says this package was his most precious delivery yet. In Thief River Falls, I'm Christina Craig, Valley News Live.
UPS management tells us the mother of the child called later that day to thank Scala. She was only able to get about 5 words out before breaking down, a situation that could have been much worse if it wasn't for this local hero.
Several parking garages were destroyed by fire late this afternoon. It happened at the Asbury apartment complex in North Wahpeton. This video was sent to us from Jesse French. As you can see, firefighters had their hands full of flames and smoke, but they were able to keep flames from spreading to nearby apartment buildings. There was no report of anyone being injured, but there were reports of at least one vehicle and other property inside the stalls being destroyed as well.
A Fargo man has been arrested for using fake money at several Moorhead restaurants. Fang Trong told authorities that he didn't know the money was fake, but after they searched his computer, he admitted he bought the bills online. Trong was charged today with 9 felony counts of possessing counterfeit money. Moorhead police say it's appearing that he was making small purchases with the fake $20 bills to get real money back in exchange. Police are working with the FBI to try and figure out where that money came from.
Non-stop threatening calls prompted a 92-year-old Crookston man to call our whistleblower hotline. He received the same threatening call for the past month. Each time the message says that charges of fraudulent activity have been found under his name in Polk County. Now, Valley News Live investigated the calls, and the BBB says it is a variation of a scam. When we reached out to the scammers, they told us they were DA associates.
I can't divulge any more information until I establish relevancy.
I'm sorry.
And this number you're on is not responsive. Hold.
We were placed on hold, and that's as far as the call went. The BBB says reports scam phone calls to authorities. Another tip from the Better Business Bureau is blocking the caller's phone number. But doing that is not a guarantee that scammers won't call from a new number. If you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call this whistleblower hotline. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. 701-237-6576. Do so and leave your tip.
Bison Nation may bleed green and yellow, but the campus is looking a little bit orange these days. With graduation last weekend, the campus is taking full advantage of fewer people being around so they can renovate, tear down, and construct. There are a number of small projects like repairing roofing, replacing windows, and new bathrooms, but big ones include tearing down old buildings and paving new parking lots.
It doesn't necessarily stop anything that's happening on our campus, just as that people can't use the route and they just have to find a different way to get to the buildings.
Mike Ellingson, the director of facilities at NDSU, says that there isn't really a parking crunch on campus right now. They just need to stay ahead of the university's steady growth.
Many of us drive on roads and bridges and never think twice about what condition they're in until something major happens. A bipartisan group of former governors is urging Congress to find a way to fund a long-term highway bill. U.S. Senator John Hoeven of North Dakota is hoping for a 6-year bill. The big question, though, is how to find the money to fund it. One option could be to raise the federal gas tax.
Do you raise the gas tax, which I don't support, or do we do what's called repatriation, where we allow companies to bring back overseas earnings, and by giving them an incentive to do that in terms of a lower tax rate, that creates a lot of revenue, which could be used to fund a long-term highway bill.
The House has already passed the highway bill extension. The Senate will vote on it this week. It's expected to pass.
A North Dakota mom has uprooted her life and moved south in hopes of saving her life. We first introduced you to Ashley Sikora in January. Bison Nation rallied around this former Bison cheerleader when they found out the young mom was given devastating news from doctors: stage 4 cancer. With that support, Ashley decided to give a clinical trial a chance, hoping a different type of treatment would help her beat this cancer diagnosis. Valley News Team's Lisa Badeau has tonight's update on Ashley's story of hope and inspiration.
We caught up with Ashley Sikora over Skype. The North Dakota mom of 2 has temporarily moved to a different state, but her fight is the same.
We're starting to really get homesick.
The Sikora family packed up their belongings in Towner and moved in with family in Texas so they could be close to one of the top hospitals for melanoma care.
All the old melanoma statistics, saying that I have a 5% chance of making it 5 years, that's pre-immunotherapy.
Ashley is part of a clinical trial. She's not doing chemo or radiation. Instead, she's taking 2 FDA-approved drugs. The trial is about taking them both at the same time. Doctors also took a tumor out and are growing it in a petri dish, with the possibility of using it later to fight off the melanoma growing in her body. Clearly, all very new treatment options.
Immunotherapy drugs just basically teach your body how to fight off the cancer using its own defenses.
Ashley's cancer journey started when 2.5-year-old Harper was just 9 months old. She thought she was in the clear, but found the melanoma was back while she was pregnant with Beckett. Treatment was put on hold to ensure a healthy pregnancy. But shortly after Beckett was born, Ashley found out the cancer had spread rapidly during her pregnancy, and she was given a stage 4 diagnosis.
To be quite honest, my bucket list is to just spend as much time with Dan and Harper and Beckett as possible.
The Sikoras are away from home, but are still together, and that has been key. A former NDSU cheerleader says her children give her a reason to fight. They cheer her up, even when the very difficult treatments she's undergoing have her too weak to hold her own baby.
If it weren't for the kids, this would be miserable, just the treatment itself and especially my last weekend. But, Harper comes in, pats my head and says, "Are you feeling well, Mama?" And Beckett doesn't care. He just gives me his big one dimpled grin. And
Dan and Ashley are both teachers in Towner. Ashley had to resign after 8 years in the classroom. The school district continues to support Dan while he stays by Ashley's side.
I've known Ashley for over 10 years now. We've been together for over 10 years, and I've always imagined myself growing old with her, and I don't see that changing. I know this was a major setback that we never could have planned for, but I know that it's all going to be worth it.
Ashley calls Dan her rock.
The other guilt I have is for my husband. I've always appreciated him. I've always known how great he is, but I think my family appreciates him differently.
They are in this together, fighting the odds for their family and their future.
I do try to be a little bit ready for the future. I have a journal for Dan and a journal for Beckett and a journal for Harper, and I write to them. But I figure they can have a journal even if I'm giving it to them, when in 3 years, 5 years, 10, whatever. So they can read my thoughts.
Ashley knows nothing is promised to her, but her passion for life and family is sure to help her in the battle she has in front of her. Lisa Badeau, Valley News Live.
Now, Ashley was taken out of the trial because it was just too hard on her body. She made it about 3/4 of the way through, and doctors say that's further than most people would. Now, the scans at the end of this month will tell her if the treatments are working and what the next step is in her cancer journey. While insurance is covering a lot of the treatments, the cost of living away from home in Texas is really adding up. So if you'd like to help out the Sikora family, a fund is set up at the Western State Bank in Towner, North Dakota. We have the address listed with this story on valleynewslive.com.